Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless here with Carlos from Daily Carry Solutions. I'm here at the Condor Tool and Knife booth with none other than Joe Flowers.
Howdy.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing, man?
Good.
Hey, thanks for bringing Carlos along to film us, by the way. Thanks for all your hard work.
It's critical to have a good team, man, and
Yeah.
hey, that you got a good team here with Condor.
Yeah, well, it helps keep your sanity. I mean, at the end of the day, we all just want to have fun and cut stuff, so that's kind of my mantra.
Nice. Well, hey, so the last time I saw you, we were down in Atlanta. We were at Blade
Yes.
Show 2021.
And we survived somehow.
I don't know how we survived. It must have been all the knives.
Yes, yeah, everybody had Band-Aids. So.
Oh, yeah. Let's avoid the Band-Aids.
Kinda. That could be, you want to go viral, man. We just spray blood all over the camera.
That would be viral.
Sorry, Carlos, we won't.
But, you know, we do have some stuff on the table that
Yes.
you actually debuted then, but we're taking a look at it again today. What is the first knife up for 2022?
This is not called the Shotgun Machete. This is called the Departure Machete. Because, real quick fun backstory. When I was in El Salvador during a meeting, the president decided to close the country, and so I had to make a very quick departure out of the country, which was fine. Nothing, dangerous at all happened. But when you close the country, there's no reason for planes to come into the country. So I had to make a quick departure, and I was designing this at the time, and that's where the name came from. But this Departure Bolo is a very choppy, sexy individual. I wanted to call it the Shotgun Machete because it kind of has that shotgun checkering on the sides there to give it more of a tactile feel. But it is just a very cool, lightweight, fits in the backpack style, beefy, spoony looking chopper. When I say spoony looking, I know that kind of brings the picture to mind, but there's a lot of things that I broke as far as, you're a designer yourself. Sometimes you get into these ruts where like, I can only do this, that, and the other. So I designed finger grooves on it.
Yep.
I never was a fan of choils, and I thought, Joe, I need to start, incorporating that into some of my designs and find out why other people like them, and now I love them. So it's got a choil on there too.
Yeah, I think it's funny that you called it the Departure because it's got dual meaning. This is actually a departure from your typical design elements too, right?
I never thought about it that way. Maybe intrinsically that was in my head, but no, he thought of it first.
No, it's cool, man, and I'm excited to be able to play with this. I do have, one of these. We're going to get it out and do some...
Take one home.
Yeah, man, we're going to do some good, hard wilderness use with this.
Heck, yes.
I'm looking forward to it. Definitely a nice balance, and it's actually... The thin stock keeps it nice and wieldy.
Right, and the thin stock makes it quicker because sometimes you get so, we have plenty of thick chopping blades out there, so I wanted to go thinner, in 2021 this year, but the rounded end on the back makes it so that you can use it for a longer machete. So you'll have something called like a pistol grip, right guys? So like a lot of shorter machetes from Malaysia, you think they have a smaller handle. It's not because their hands are small, it's because they're using this style grip on the end when they're going through it. I'm going to swing it real quick, Carlos, so I don't, cut you. But they'll do that number with it. And I'm pretty comfortable with this too, but you might want to have a lanyard, or something just to make sure it doesn't fall at your hand going over the top. Over the top of your hand. But that's a pistol grip. And that's something I think you should try and use in one of your videos, just to feel it and see how it works. With some of your designs too, with your Chanto.
Yeah, you have to. You have to experiment and to grow and to gain new experiences. You do have to try, and especially where it's sort of traditional. That's really
you got to be a sponge with this stuff too and absorb anything new that you can.
All right, so not the machete.
Not the shotgun machete.
Shotgun machete.
This is the Departure.
The Departure.
That's my fault, guys. Y'all can make fun of me in the comments.
All right, so what do you have next?
So that's from 2021. All this is part of 2022. It's not everything. We don't want to kill Carlos with having to film too much. But this is all of 2022. You can find all of our stuff on condortk.com, but we're going to go through some of these items right now. Some of this is my design. Some of these are other wonderful designers that are new to the company as well. So pick one out and we'll talk about it.
I guess I'm going to ask you real quick, and I was wondering about Walter Matthews. Does he have anything out here in 2022?
In 2022, I do not believe so. In 2021, though, he's got a sweet Argyle machete. You might like this because it's got it's a chopping Tonto, but this is the Argyle machete that I came out with last year. And it has a really neat bulbous handle. You can see how big that knob, it almost looks like a golf ball in the back. For that same style, but this is a Walter Matthews. I believe you covered this with.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, on the video.
Design.
Yeah, so
very cool.
Not this year yet. We might have something at Blade Show. hey, let's poke Walter and say, hey, dude, get at it.
That's what I'm saying. Well, who else do you have for outside designers here out on the table?
Jason Breeden from Spyderco. Also, he's designed for Kaiser. He's responsible for a huge chunk of 2022. The Sport series of knives, each one of these has an individual name, like the Stinger in the Chief. But this is his Sport series. We got some new hardware. It's stainless steel. Wonderful Kydex sheaths that come with it, like this. Each one is ambidextrous, and Jason's done a really good designs with there. He's got a tactical pass series, a push knife, a camp knife that's over there too. All of these you can find out the specs on the Condor webpage, but these are all with 14C 28N stainless steel.
Nice. No, that's a great steel. It keeps the knife affordable, but it's a good performing steel. Now, something that is on this knife that I have never seen Condor do before, bolt-on scales.
Exactly. Yep, and you can take them off, but you'll have to still use a chisel to get some of our epoxy off underneath, just because it's how we roll. We want somebody to be able to throw these at like a dinosaur and be fine.
That's a nice feeling handle too.
Yeah, he's pretty dang awesome at his ergonomics.
Yeah, that feels real good.
And man, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I've had a crush on this one for a while because I hunt a lot, and I know that the Stinger can really do a lot for game processing. And these are about 3 millimeters thick. American terms, I believe that's about 1/8 of an inch, more or less, in that 14C 28N stainless steel. And it's really cool to have him on board too, because when you're a designer, you get into like we said, some things that you like a lot. I never asked them for some new material, but now we have that here, and I can incorporate it in my designs. I'm like, gosh, it helps us break some of the little things that I always do, like copper rivets and things.
Right. And you actually transition a little bit, so you got a little bit of a polished finish on here.
Yes.
A little more natural finish on this knife.
Correct. Yeah, we're buffing all these on the Sport series and taking them pretty high up. This is just a side note. I'm going to go off company and say this. If you guys find any knife, whether it be a Condor or anybody else who has a very, very high polished micarta handle, kind of like the Dark Lore, and you guys say, hey, the handle's too slippery, you can texture it yourself at home with just 80 grit.
Yeah.
And you can just sit there and it still looks good. This is taken at 80 grit. And all you need to do is rub it on your handles. So if you don't want to use the skateboard tape, on your handles, don't be afraid to modify your knife yourself. I hope I don't get in trouble with the company and all that. We got lifetime warranty, whatever. Yeah, don't be afraid to put on your own stippling or whatever on knives that are smooth. Because you see that sometimes in the YouTube comments about knives.
So what did you call that? You called that the Dark Lore.
Yeah, this is the Bushlore is our flagship, one of our flagship models, one of the first knives I ever designed for them.
I was gonna say, these look an awful lot like a Bushlore.
It is a Bushlore. This is the Dark Lore, and that's the Aqualore.
Nice.
The Dark Lore, everybody wanted the 1095 micarta Bushlore, so it came out with the Dark Lore. This is like your tactical tuxedo stabby knife.
Yep.
And that's a technical term. And it has a little bit of variation from the Bushlore, such as different types of ergonomics on the handles and things along that line. Over here on the Aqualore, we have this blue burlap style, and this is 14C 28N with all stainless material for the hardware and all that too. They come with a Kydex sheath. Both of them are the same ambidextrous Kydex sheath, but this I basically designed for my canoe trips and stuff, because I like to carve a lot. This one, you'll see the handle is a little bit thinner.
It is thinner.
Yeah, it's, for me, I'm just designing this for myself, and I'm figuring a lot of people might be in my situation where they might be paddling or canoeing, and my freaking paddle keeps hitting my knife, and so it's going to be lower and slower to that. You can take it off the Kydex and put it on your life jacket if you want to, or take it off the software here or the nylon here and put it in your tackle box if you want to. So it's a bushcraft knife for people who like water.
Nice. No, real cool, man. This feels good. Can I check that one out real quick?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Just to see the difference.
1095 and 14C 28N. And once again, that's the cool part is we're learning, we're listening to you guys and trying to find out what people like us who just like to go outside and cut stuff, have fun with. and incorporate that into some of the designs.
Yeah, I'll tell you, both of these feel real good. I like the palm swell here. It feels real good, but I can see why you would go with a thinner handle potentially on that one.
Right, too. Yeah, and this isn't so thin. It's not like two slabs that are just flat, you know. It still has some ergonomics so that you don't get any of that chafing on your hands when you're doing push cuts, bowl cuts, or carving a tent steak or a kuksa all day long with your knife. Or processing deer or whatever you want to. Oh, I never thought about that. When I get blood all over this one, it's going to stain way less than my 1075 Bushlore from way back when, which is my problem, not really anybody else's problem. So
there's another knife on the table I wanted to ask about.
Pick them up, man. Go for it.
So this here caught my attention for a few reasons. It's got sort of a fighting style to it.
Yes.
It immediately reminded me of like a BK7, like a Becker BK7 a little bit.
Well, I mean, you know, the Becker BK7 was based after a combat knife. And Ethan, I just had dinner with him last night.
Oh, wow.
Really listens to a lot of different soldiers, you know, and what they want to. So you'll see that style because that's what people want. That's why, you know, for Bushlore or bushcraft guys, we all love Scandi stuff.
Yep.
You know, the people want, you know, the different style of things. So this is designed by Tony Lennartz, a German man who is a really awesome designer. He's been working with us forever. Probably his most popular model with us is a travel axe. But you'll see the tang is exposed on here too. Someone told me this earlier today. I just learned this term, crowned, on the outside and around it. And he likes that more tactile feel. I believe he said, and my German's very bad, that he's able to use it with mittens on and be able to feel it a little bit better, and that made a lot of sense to me because it's not twisting. You know where the handle is, and you're able to index it more. So I thought that was a really cool design, and it comes with a really cool sheath as well, which is over there. You guys can B-roll that later. But Tony Lennartz is an amazing designer who came out with this really cool Enduro knife. The knife is called Enduro.
Yeah, I like it. It feels good, and I like the length of the blade. That's going to be very useful. And I think whether you are into more of the sort of tactical inspired knives or just looking for a good quality wilderness blade, it actually feels really good in the hand. Subtle ramp there, but it's not overly aggressive.
Exactly.
Good positive lock up for reverse stabbing task, which a lot of times I'll crack wood by, you know, stabbing
all
down
day
and
long.
twisting.
Everybody's thinking, oh, we're going to go shank somebody with this. No, you're using that style for a dude making fuzz sticks. Bam! I only have one arm. I'm going to hold it there and then take the wood and then move it over here. But like sometimes you do need that grip. Everybody always thinks combat-wise, but you just said it right there. Spitting your wood for kindling or making a bow drill board. What's the word I'm looking for there? What's that board called at the bottom? Fireboard?
The hearth board.
Hearth board.
Yeah.
There's like 8,000 terms for that. I teach this stuff and I should know that.
So let's cover one last product. You got a couple of axes out here on the table.
Yeah. So this is called the Cantina axe. You know, axe throwing has become huge. And these axe throwing bars have lots of guys with variations that they like. But this plum rafting axe is like one of the holy grails for a lot of the axe throwers. So I was able to obtain one, measured the snot out of the blade and tried to incorporate that into this. But I wanted it to be usable for not just throwing and, you know, drinking beer at an axe bar, but for out in the bushcraft world too, or the outdoors world, because we have an amazing, rich heritage of chopping wood in the U.S. I mean, that's how we kind of carved ourselves here. We came from Europe and we had all these things called trees around, and we were able to utilize that resource.
So this is your design.
Yes.
Nice.
It's all completely WATL Waddle compliant, but it's also a good outdoor axe. We're not the first people to do that, but I really wanted my own design that I really liked, and that's where we incorporated. The back is hardened as well, and it just came out really, really neat for that. And this is called the Cantina axe. Cantina is bark in Spanish, so
nice.
A thicker neck so that it's able to be, you know, when you're throwing an axe and you're as bad as me and you might miss the thing and hit your other axe, you want to have some strength near the neck. And so I put that in there, and of course you can buy replacement handles too.
I'll tell you, just right away, it actually makes a fantastic grip. So when you're choking up and you're going to do the carving tasks, I mean, that feels 100%. really, really good. And it actually leaves a little bit of forward weight, so a little bit of heft for your chopping.
Right,
so.
and you know, the whole design kind of transmogrified or transformed itself into a really good outdoor axe. You know, just a great, you know, plum style old school hatchet.
Nice. Fantastic. Well, Joe,
Well,
as always,
where
man,
can we find out more about your cool stuff coming out?
where can you find more? I mean, anytime, you know, on
Outer Limitless on YouTube,
yep,
Instagram.
YouTube,
Are you on
Instagram.
TikTok yet?
No, I can't do it.
I had to say it.
Are you on TikTok?
I did for Bushcraft Global just because I like to make videos of me petting my dog, but that's about it. I'm still figuring out TikTok too, but hey, no offense, it's fine. We'll probably be sucked into that black hole later on next
Better
year.
believe it. It's going to be the requirement, right?
Yes. Well, you can find out Bushcraft Global on Instagram. I take people down the jungle and we use knives to forage, to make stuff, to stab animals and other things too, to forage for animals, and really have a really good time learning about you and your knife. And I'm going to be doing stuff here in the U.S. coming up this year as well.
Nice.
Bushcraftglobal.com. But you can find out more about Condor at CondorToolAndKnife.com. We just debuted the video last night on 2022 and all the stuff that happens. We got new marketing guys over at Condor that are really working hard to get some of the videos that everybody's asking for out there. So, you know, just let us know. We listen. Try to at least.
Fantastic.
Cool.
All right, man.
Well, thanks, man.
More to come soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always good to catch
See you
up.
here at SHOT Show. I still have a voice. Peace out.